Bam. Ah! Hi, guys. What's up? Throat. I love how my throat just like totes killed that intro. Just like bleh. Hey, can you guys hear the game? Hope you guys can hear the game. There you go. The allegorical kind of cute. Aha, pulse. Yes, it's kind of loud. Okay, I'll turn it down some. You know, like smooth jazz in your ears. I don't want to turn it too low because it hasn't hit like even the yellow on my Streamlabs. How's that? Yeah, good. No, I don't want to edit anything. What are you doing? What are you doing to me? How are you? I'm good. Oh wait, I should turn my fan down some, so you guys aren't hearing constant wind. I don't think you guys can hear it, but just in case. Yeah, just needs a smidge. Okay. That should be good then. Da, 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 da. See, can we just continue? Because I kicked this out. So I think we gotta click on new game. Start game from episode 2. Yeah. This is the episode wrong. Okay, we're already starting off kind of worrisome here. And I just noticed my mouth isn't as responsive as I would want it to be. Bah. Yeah, it's kind of delayed. Hang on. Hang on 1 second. You guys can see all this stuff, it doesn't matter. Where is it? First I gotta find it. BRB really quickly. Okay. Be safe, Mandy. Oh, here it is. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. Like, I don't want it too sensitive, but I want it to at least talk when I'm talking. There we go. That should do it. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. Yeah, it's better. Kinda. Let me go. I'm not going anywhere until I see her. I'm sorry, Wallace, but she's already passed. There was nothing more they could have done. How? This academy teaches the best mages in the kingdom. Oh, dude knows necromancy. Uh-oh. Are you telling me that they couldn't do anything? Her condition was much worse than we thought. The kingdom's magic isn't advanced enough to treat something like this. Lucio Steelwind can raise meteors from the sky. William Frege can teleport entire caravans across the continent. Are you telling me that your mages couldn't cure one disease? I'm sorry. I truly am. Emily. Episode 2, The Walking Dead. Oh dear. Oh my goodness, it's going already. I'm sorry, Celeste, but there's no way out of this. Okay. Occupation bodyguard. She went from a mercenary to a bodyguard? What did... Sus' attention is sharply focused on the chessboard between you two. You can see her eyes quickly dart from piece to piece. Just give me a second. I can still win this. Celeste, there's no way for you to avoid checkmate next turn. Just surrender. She ignores you and continues staring at the pieces. There! What about that? Checkmate. Damn it! Would you two keep it down? We are in a library. Miss Tamura glances at the chessboard. I hope you didn't spend the entire morning playing around. I'm working hard, Ruby. I've already learned 2 new spell formulas since we got here. Well, at least there's that. What about you, Cuthbert? Well. Your flustered stammering tells her exactly how much progress you've made. Absolutely none. No progress. So I got cookies. Oh, ha ha. Sorry, Mom? I couldn't find any books about the subject we've been looking into. You spent the entire day combing through the kingdom's imperial library, researching the Eye of Horus. During Celeste's trial, you awakened to a new ability that you'd never used before. Up until then, you thought that the eye could only see the surface level thoughts. But during that moment with Garrick Pierce, the Eye of Horus was empowered, and you could see far more than usual. Yeah, that was actually quite fun. Speaking of cookies, I kinda want to unbox it. At the very least, get all this stuff off of it. Aha. Okay. And there we go. He told Miss Tamura about what happened, and it made you both wonder what other hidden abilities the eye might have. You both decided it's time to find out more about the eye and its origins. This library supposedly held the kingdom's entire knowledge of magic and arcane arts, but you couldn't find a single mention of any ability like the eye. Does the kingdom seriously lack knowledge about it? Or do we need to look somewhere else? Are you sure you can't tell me what you're researching? I've traveled around the world. I might have seen something like it. You entertained a thought for a moment, but you haven't known her for very long. The Eye of Horus is a supernatural ability that can't be detected by a spell compendium. You've always been wary about what the kingdom might do to you if they ever found out about it. Sorry, it's not something I can really talk about. Fine. If I had to guess, I would say that they are looking into supernatural phenomenon. Ah! You and Celeste nearly jump out of your chairs. Hi, it's you. It's her. She's the creepy girl from the dreams. Well, from the one singular dream we had, but she's still the creepy girl. You look over to where the voice came from. She appears to be a student at the academy. How long was she there? You didn't notice her presence at all. You also feel like she looks oddly familiar. I'm terribly sorry if I startled you, but I couldn't help but overhear your conversation. As the girl approaches your table, you see another student frantically running after her. Eris! You can't just... I'm so sorry. Oh, it's fine, Wallace. I'm sorry, but who are you again? Don't mind me eating a cookie. Sorry, that was incredibly rude of me. My name is Eris Ilmatter. She's an illusionist. And this is Wallace Nightgrave. They're both students here. Hi. You're the necromancer. Not to be rude, but that was a private conversation. Just how much did you hear? I wonder. Reading about the supernatural is actually a hobby of mine. I might be able to help you with your research, Mr. Cuthbert. And what makes you so sure that is what we were researching? Mr. Cuthbert has a bad habit of muttering to himself when he thinks. I assume that his research has something to do with the supernatural. If you're a piercing side glance from Miss Tamora, you avoid eye contact for her. But anyways, do you mind if I ask you a few questions? Of course, I'd be happy to help. What was that? Fine, I suppose it wouldn't hurt. Just remember to show some discretion, Tyrion. Alright. Did you guys see that? So, you two are students at the Imperial Academy? Yes, I'm currently studying illusion magic. Illusions, that's the kind of magic that lets you turn invisible, right? Technically, yes, but few mages ever reach a level higher enough for that. I'm a bit embarrassed to admit that I'm not able to cast invisibility. That's still pretty cool. What about you, Wallace? Wallace has his own unique field of study. It's probably not your place to pry. Everyone is talking about you two. Really? It's rare for the school to let any outsiders in. That makes sense. Just I'm back. Had to make a phone call. Okay, Mandy. Welcome back. That makes sense. This library isn't exactly open to the public. You're only able to get access to it because of Miss Tamora's connections. We only ever get occasional visits from the noble houses. So I was curious as to who was able to break this dull monotony. Well, I'm a mercenary, but now I work as Tyrion's bodyguard. Mercenary? After her trial, it turned out that Celeste was more than capable of affording your services. However, Miss Tamora still proposed a different arrangement. After inducting Garrick Pierce, you painted a large target on your back. With Celeste being a mercenary, Miss Tamora decided to hire her as your bodyguard. She figured you would feel more comfortable around someone you were already friends with. Anyways, I'm a defense attorney. Defense attorney? My apologies. It's just not what I was expecting. What's that supposed to mean? Yeah, that's a good question. Supernatural phenomena. I wonder why you would be researching such a thing. Yeah, I want to know too. I'm sorry, but I can't really say. Regardless, there are many spells in this world. So why are you so convinced that this phenomenon wasn't produced by a spell? What we're looking into doesn't seem to follow the classic rules in magic. Oh, how so? Please tell me. It was created by someone who's not a mage. Oh, really? So you're saying that this was something created by a person? The words came out of your mouth before you realized it. You sent a small apologetic look to Miss Tamora. That does remind me of a story. Story? Mr. Cuthbert, do you know the legend about how the kingdom of Vivengard was created? You mean the story about the ancient dragons? Ancient what? You know, Celeste, how there's a giant dragon outside? Does Vivengard have a story about ancient dragons? It's only about one ancient dragon. The Church of Bahamut refers to him as the Scald Lord. Bahamut! That's a D&D lord. I mean, Lord, that's a D&D guy. He actually is like the dragon god in D&D. I'm sure you've even heard people mention him before. Legends say that the first mages were created centuries ago by him. At that time, our kingdom was caught in the middle of a brutal war. With no way to defend themselves, the kingdom was on the brink of destruction. Our people prayed to Bahamut, the god of dragons, for salvation. And almost as if to answer their prayers, Rathalion, the last Scald Lord, appeared before them. The Scald Lord... I keep saying Scald and it's scaled, isn't it? Bestowed the gift of magic on a band of heroes who are fighting on the front lines. With their magic, these heroes utterly overtook the kingdom's enemies and single-heartedly won the war. Hi, Allie. Hi, Daddy Way. How are you? Welcome to the stream. It said that these heroes went on to form the noble houses of today. What a load of nonsense. Well, she didn't seem to like that. That story is nothing but religious propaganda to prop up the noble houses. Regardless, the significance of this legend is in the Scaled Lord himself. Do you mean Rathalion? Rathalion bestowed the power to become a mage on several individuals. And to this day, that power can only be passed down genetically. Can you think of an arcane spell that can produce something like that? No, I suppose not. Rathalion must have had powers that weren't bound by the rules of arcane arts. In other words, he could create supernatural phenomena without following the rules of magic. Please, do you honestly expect us to believe a silly story like that? It's completely unrealistic. As unrealistic as a non-mage using supernatural powers. She has a point. It's a far-fetched theory, but it's honestly the closest thing you have to a lead right now. Ah. Of course, it would be you lot making all of this noise. Suddenly, a woman who appears to be an instructor approaches you. Don't hit me, lady. She looks upon each of you with an equal amount of disdain. Professor Bellwether. Man, she looks like she's ready to hit me upside my head. Lady, I didn't do nothing. That is Professor Bellwether to you. Is that not what he said? He did. That's what he said, lady. But didn't he just call you? I knew letting you rabble into our walls would lead to nothing but trouble. You've even started associating with our malcontents. That's a word. The headmaster gave us express permission to be here. If you have an issue with that, take it up with him. I'll have you know that I was on my way to do just that. Wallace? Yes. Are they related? I just noticed a small resemblance. How am I supposed to understand you when you're stuttering? Well, maybe if you weren't such a bitch. Yes, Professor Bellwether. Straighten out your uniform and fix that awful hair. You look like a street urchin, but I suppose it's unreasonable to expect anything more. How does he look like a street urchin? He's like dressed to the nines, lady. It's like, sheesh. Ready to smack her. And as for you, glitch, I'll be on my way. What was that? What a bitch. Celeste? Oh, come on. We were all thinking it. Anyways, with that out of the way, shall we begin? What? Why do you keep detecting fear from Celeste? Oh, that's fear? I thought that was like shock. Ah! Oh. Whoops. Once again, Angel has bonked me, and I have triumphantly evaded her bonk because I forgot to reconnect the thing. I need it. I keep forgetting to. It's reconnected, so I don't quite know why the googly eyes didn't work. Yeah, it's reconnected. Why is the hammer like that, though? Oh, because my character's like super zoomed in. Hang on. There we go. My googly eyes. I'll figure out the googly eyes in a minute. Okay. I know. There they are. I got it. Wonk, wonk, wonk. Like my googly ass. Wonk. Wonk, wonk. Wink, wonk. Yes, I will save. Yep, that's not safe. We'll save here since this is episode 2. There we go. Save your game, save your game. Yeah, they're so funny. Yes, it is. When Ellie is a silly, save your game, we tell you. I did save the game. I just did. I had to fix things. Wallace, you finished this week's assignments, haven't you? Would you mind helping Celeste with her research? I don't know. Now that you mention it, I could really use some help finding a special spell formula. You know your way around here, right, Wallace? Okay. I still don't have alert command, but thank you for lurking. Don't worry, Miss Tamora. I'll be more careful from now on. Please do. I still have some business to take care of here, so I'll leave you all to it. You spend the next few hours searching through the library's books with Harris. Welcome, welcome to the spirit realm. You need one? What, alert command? Yeah, I just keep forgetting to make one. I'll make one after stream. You hadn't thought to look into the ancient dragons, and the library had books about them in abundance. There's one problem, though. What is a spirit realm? A spirit realm is, Sorry, I thought I heard something. That's why I was like, pause. A spirit realm is where all of my little fans gather, basically, because Althemia herself is a ghost VTuber. So her spirit realm is basically where all of her fans gather to, you know, basically what her following is. They're her little ghosties. There are a lot of myths and stories about the ancient dragons, but it's pretty difficult to tell fact from fiction with these accounts. It can't be helped. The Church of Bahamut is the dominant religion of our kingdom. We have the bones of dragons displayed in museums, but those bones are the only widely known evidence of the dragon's existence. Except for Rathalion, possibly. I wonder if he's still alive, like you said. I wouldn't be surprised. Despite everything, our kingdom's constitution still includes him in our government. Wait, really? As the savior of our kingdom, he and his kin were given an honorary position on our political hierarchy. The ancient dragon's authority technically rivals that of King Oliver. Wow, I had no idea. How have I never heard of this before? To be honest, that law is just a way to revere him and appease the church. Well, Rathalion couldn't possibly be any worse than the nobility. Angel, you and Allie need to stream together again. Peanut demands it, LOL. Actually, now that you say that, tomorrow at some clock that I forgot. Tomorrow, me and Angel, are streaming with Dragon at some time that I forget. Yes, but that's your time zone, not my time zone. Let me find it. I don't want to do the math. I just want to find it on the thing. 3 p.m. I'm gonna be mostly lurking. That's fine, Lila. I'll eventually make the lurk command, I swear. You're so stuck in your own thoughts that you accidentally bump into a bookshelf. The shelf begins to tip over, and you're able to catch it before it fully falls over. But not before several books fall out from their shelves. They hit the ground with a kafooey of thuds. Some students glance in your direction. Be quiet. Sorry. Be quiet. Harris begins giggling. She seems amused by what's happening. Hey, are you okay? I heard a loud whoa. Celeste stares at the pile of fallen books. Oof. What did you do? Forget that. Just help me clean this up. There's no need for that. Construct. I require assistance. Acknowledged. What? Upon Eris's command, one of the nearby suits of armor suddenly springs to life and begins walking towards you. The voice comes out of it sounds human, but it lacks emotion. Oh, okay. We'll make Peanut's day. He gets excited. I swear he will wake up out of a deep sleep when he hears y'all stream. Yeah, we're streaming Escape Simulator tomorrow at 3 p.m. So we get to be locked in a room together. $10 says one of us dies to the other. Why does it sound familiar? Wait, did you do that, Eris? Yep. This is an arcane construct. It's a suit of armor that's animated using artificery. They're designed to carry out various tasks for the students. Arcane construct has been added to your notes. Interesting. Arcane constructs are a suit of armor that are animated using artificery. They can carry out simple tasks when ordered to. The one in the Imperial Academy speak using the voice of Catherine Bellwether. These voice lines can only be changed or adjusted by the Academy headmaster. Every command given to a construct is stored in its command log. However, this command log must be cleared regularly. Really? I didn't know anything like that existed. And they're still experimental, so they aren't available to the public yet. With that being said, Construct, please place these books back where they belong. Acknowledged. On Eris's commands, the Construct begins quickly picking up the books. It moves with inhuman efficiency. After only a few seconds, all the books are back on their shelves. Neat. Wow, so they do whatever you tell them to do? Well, there are some limits too. Construct, tell me that I'm the fairest maiden you've ever seen. I will be getting sleep, I swear. Command rejected. Aw, what? I guess you're not allowed to lie. You feel a sharp pain in your side as Select quickly jabs you. The construct's voice is just a series of pre-recorded messages. I'm not sure if you noticed, but he uses the voice of Professor Bellwether. The googly eyes have made a return. Because you guys like the googly eyes. I'm not sure if you... Oh yeah, I already heard that. Unfortunately, you can't make them say anything other than what's recorded. Only the headmaster can change those settings. Artificery can record audio. I've never seen anything like it. But he just said that they're experimental, right? Maybe if I keep asking it, it'll just give up and do it. Yeah, the googly eyes are one of my favorite add-ons. I would advise against that. Even if the commands are rejected, they're still stored in the construct's command logs. Anyways, we should probably get back to work. Fine. You read more about the ancient dragons, but most of the stories read more like fables than actual historical accounts. Also, Allie, Peanut is asleep again. I am magic like that. I don't feel like I'm making any progress. Well, that don't sound good. Suddenly, you hear a thunderous, low-pitched sound blare across the room. It sounds like a high-pitched horn, but with its volume turned up to unnatural levels. What? Celeste, do you hear that? How can I not? What is that? You didn't touch anything you weren't supposed to, right? What is this game about? Basically, we're an attorney in an arcane land. I think that's the best way to explain it. If you know the Ace Attorney series, it's basically Ace Attorney mixed in with some magic. What? Of course not. It finally stopped. Eris, wasn't that the lockdown system? Yes, I believe so. Lockdown system. The Academy is outfitted with a large artificery system. In a state of emergency, it will erect magical barriers throughout the building. State of emergency? Should we be worried? Don't worry, the lockdown is designed to keep everyone safe. We're safe as long as the barriers are up. But Miss Tamora, she said she was going to do something on campus. I'm terribly sorry. You suddenly hear a disembodied voice echo through the library. It sounds like it's being projected magically. It's the headmaster. He's using an intercom system. Students and faculty, please remain calm. There's been a murder on the academy grounds. Okay. What? Please stay where you are and wait for law enforcement to arrive. Damn it, we have to get out of here. I'm afraid that's not possible. The lockdown system protects and locks each room. You can't leave this room until it's deactivated. Well, we won't know until we try. You run to the entrance and begin frantically pulling on the door's handle. You try to pull all your strength into prying it open, but it doesn't even budge. Tyrion, stop! Oh, jeez. But, Miss Tamora, I know that you're worried about her, but there's already been a murder. We don't know where the attacker is, or if they are still armed. The best thing we can do right now is stay here and wait. She's right. Damn it! Celeste's hand rests on her sword. Her eyes are carefully watching the entrance. Wow, we've been here for hours and she still hasn't stopped watching the door. She was also able to calm me down earlier. It's easy to forget sometimes, but she's always reliable when it really counts. What? Students and faculty, thank you for your patience. Law enforcement has secured the building. Lockdown has been lifted. However, please remain in the building until... The headmaster is barely finished with his message before you're out the door. Tyrion! Hey, don't go off on your own! You desperately run through the academy hallways. No, no. Miss Tamora? Miss Tamora! Where are you? You have no idea where you're even going anymore. You can feel your fear and anxiety rise with every passing moment. Where is she? Cuthbert? Oh, my heart was racing. Oh, I thought she was the one murdered for a minute. I was like, don't ace attorney this. What's wrong? Why are you shouting? Miss Tamora! Calm down. You're hyperventilating. I heard there was a murder, and I've been looking all over for you. And you were worried about me? Just... You hug Miss Tamora tightly as you're overcome with emotion. She's usually not receptive to affection, but you don't care. You're just relieved that she's safe. Tyrion, there you are. And you're crying. Sorry, I didn't mean to worry you so much. We heard the announcement. Do you know what happened, Ruby? I do, but... You see Miss Tamora glance at Wallace for a brief moment. For now, I think we should head to the foyer. You arrive at the foyer and see the room swarmed with a legion of familiar knights. Is that the Inquisition? Don't tell me. The headmaster mentioned that there was a murder on campus. Someone used magic. Hey, you there! As you enter the foyer, Commander White notices you and begins marching in your direction. But his attention isn't focused on you. Huh? Are you Wallace Nightgrave? Yes, but by the authority of the Wyvern Guard Crown, I'm placing you under arrest. Hey, what are you doing? You three? How are you doing here? You said he was under arrest? On what charges? This kid is charged with the murder of Catherine Bellwether. Huh? But... Huh? But she was just alive, like 2 seconds ago. Being a bitch. What? Wasn't that the professor you met in the library earlier? I thought the rude guy was back for a second. No. There was a bitch earlier, and apparently she's been murdered. Like hell you're arresting him. He was with us in the library for the entire morning. There's no way he could have murdered her. Move aside, Celeste. But... Miss Tamora is right. If Wallace is a suspect, we can't stop the Inquisition from arresting him. No. Don't worry, Wallace. We'll get to the bottom of what happened. Without a word, Wallace allows the Inquisition to drag him away. My apologies. I'm going to go check in on him. This is terrible. I still don't understand. Why would they suspect Wallace of all people? I'm not sure myself. Unlike most magical homicides, this school is filled with plenty of mages. There has to be a long list of suspects. Isn't there anything we can do? I'm going to go investigate what happened. Cuthbert. Yes? He hasn't accepted you as his attorney yet. You don't even know if you'll be working this case. But I know that he's innocent. I can't just sit here and do nothing. Well, I clearly can't stop you. But please remember that being an attorney is your job. It's not charity work. Don't come crying to me if you run out of gold. Alright. Anyways, I still have some business to take care of in the city. Will you two be okay handling this? Yes, we'll take care of this. Good. I'll leave everything to you then. Alright, let's go, Celeste. Right. Yes, I would like to save. Yes, I would like to save. Savey. It's been a few hours since Wallace was arrested. You and Celeste were with him during the lockdown, so the Inquisition had to take your statements. But the more they questioned you, the more you could tell that they had doubts about your testimony. You need to do more if you want to establish an alibi for Wallace. Huh. It took longer than I expected. We've already lost a lot of time talking to the Inquisition. But we should be free to roam around now. Where should we go first? The crime scene sounds like a good start. We still need to figure out what actually happened. Ruby said that the body was found in Lecture Hall 2B. It's in the west wing of the school. Alright, that seems like a good place to start. Let's go. Looks like they already moved the body. Hey, stop right there! As you try to enter the classroom, you're stopped by one of the Inquisition Knights. I'm the defense attorney for the accused. We had the right to investigate the crime scene. Yeah, from what I've heard, the kid doesn't have an attorney yet. Right, you haven't been able to talk to Wallace about that yet. It's quite alright, let them in. Lady Steelwind? Do not call me that. While you work under me, you will address me as Prosecutor Steelwind. Yes, Prosecutor Steelwind. Ah, what's that smell? As you enter the classroom, you find yourself inhaling a sour and rancid odor. The scent is so overwhelming that your eyes begin to tear up. Don't worry, you'll eventually get used to the smell. What are you even doing here, Steelwind? I'm here to coordinate the investigation. You look around the crime scene. There isn't a single Inquisition knight in the room. Isn't that the Inquisition's job? Due to the circumstances, I've decided to handle this case personally. Well, since we got you here, could we ask you some questions about what happened? Can I assume that you're planning to defend this case? That would make you my opponent. What do I have to gain from helping you? Right. However, I would be willing to answer your questions, but only if you answer some of mine as well. Oh, okay. What could she possibly want to ask you? Miss McCoy, it's my understanding that you were adopted. Would you happen to know who your birth parents are? Hey, isn't that too personal of a question? You agreed to answer my questions, didn't you? But, I didn't think you meant. It's fine, Tyrion. I'm fine with answering it if it helps Wallace. I don't know who my birth parents are. I've never tried looking for them. I see. If I recall correctly, your spell compendium only contained one spell. Considering your upbringing, how did you learn Mage Blade in the first place? I bought a scroll from a merchant a few years ago. It had Mage Blade's spell formula on it. But I know more than one spell now. I actually just learned a few new spells today. I'm sorry? Spells as in plural? How long did it take you to learn those spells? A few hours, I think. She learned multiple spell formulas within a few hours? What was that just now? I see. Well, I think that's all I need to ask for now. Okay. She's sharing information about the investigation. For that? Why is she so interested in the Celeste all of a sudden? Ah, I can't take it anymore. That smell is driving me crazy. Yeah, karma did strike fast. What is that? From what I understand, there was a bit of an accident a few days ago. It happened during one of the classes that the headmaster was teaching. He misread the instruction for an alchemy experiment, and as a result, he accidentally produced this rancid-smelling vapor. Vapor? It's not poisonous, is it? Of course not. I wouldn't be standing here if it were. It's just extremely unpleasant to the senses. Great. Foul classroom smell has been added to your notes. Do you know what happened here, Steelwind? Well, it all began when the City Watch received a call from the Academy. Supposedly, there was an attack on campus grounds, and the entire building was put on lockdown. The City Watch set up a perimeter around the building while they waited for the system to deactivate. What? Couldn't the Academy have let them in once the scene was secure? I'm not sure about the specifics, but supposedly the lockdown can't be shut down manually. You'll have to ask one of the Academy admins if you want to know more. Anyways, you two were also present during the lockdown, am I correct? Did either of you see anything suspicious? No, but we actually met the professor that morning. She was still alive then. I see. That does match with the accounts from our other witnesses. Do you have any idea where she went after she left the library? The headmaster gave us express permission to be here. If you have an issue with that, then take it up with him. I'll have you know that I was on my way to do just that. She said that she was going to meet with the headmaster. He also mentioned that when I questioned him. She attended the meeting as planned. The headmaster met with Bellwether. You'll probably want to speak with him next. She must have found her way into the classroom afterward. Would you happen to have a map of the academy? I do. I have extra copies if you'd like one. What is it? There's only one direct path from the headmaster's office to this lecture hall. But I wonder if she took any detours. Imperial Academy map has been added to your notes. How was the body discovered? You know how the body was discovered? 2 members of the kitchen staff spotted her collapse inside this classroom. They reported the situation to the campus admin while they attempted to save her life. But it was too late. The professor had already passed away by the time any healers arrived. Those 2 staff members, who were they? I believe I believe their names were Valentine and Valeria Lanus. They're apparently sisters. Orium was the one who collected their statements. Did he notice anything off about their behavior? From what he said, they had a few quirks, but nothing too suspicious. Quirks? Let me get comfy. He told me that they were running and spinning around him during questioning. What does that mean? I have no idea. Perhaps they were still on edge after finding their co-worker murdered. You'll definitely want to speak with those staff members. Gotcha. We've already told the Inquisition this, but Wallace was with us the entire time. He couldn't have committed the murder. Yeah, he has the perfect alibi. Strong, maybe, but his alibi is far from perfect. Miss McCoy herself told us that there was a small time period when she wasn't with him. What? Right. It was when I came to check on you after you knocked over that shelf. I got a little lost on my way back to Wallace. Thank you for the hydrate. I don't have a drink. Guess I gotta go get a drink. Whoa! My character just whipped around. Couldn't keep up with the tracking. I did have a drink, but I finished it. Forgot to grab another one after I finished it. But still, we only lost each other for a few minutes. That may be, but unless his alibi is airtight, the evidence in this room proves that it was him. What do you mean? It'll be easier to explain once you examine it yourself. Okay. Oh, Tyrion, I almost forgot. Since this is our first official case together, I wanted to show you something that I've learned. Okay? What is it?
Perio Arcanum.
What was that? That is the incantation for Detect Magic spell. Detect Magic? Wait, does that mean? Yep. We can see the magical traces while we're examining crime scenes now. Your bodyguard Celeste can now cast a Detect Magic spell. While examining a location, press the Detect Magic button to make magical traces visible. If there are any magical traces at your location, you'll see a colored overlay.
Repario Arcanum.
Okay, so we got two. There's a trace of illusion magic next to the body. We believe that the suspect donned on illusory disguise immediately after murdering the victim. Using his disguise, he discreetly made his way back to the library unnoticed. Assuming that Wallace isn't the murderer, the real killer must have used a similar disguise. Which means that no one would have seen them leave this classroom. It'll be harder to find any witnesses that saw the perpetrator. What? What's wrong? There's a trace of necromancy on the body. Necromancy? Isn't necromancy the type of magic that creates undead? She's not just going to get up and walk away, right? We're honestly not sure. Okay, that's a bit concerning. What do you mean, you're not sure? That's part of the reason why I've stationed myself here. But what does that have to do with Wallace? Oh, you didn't know? Wallace Nightgrave is a necromancer. He's a what? We believe that he drained her life force completely using necromancy spell. That's why there are no visible wounds. It is the autopsy report. It will tell you everything that you need to know. Died at 2:01 p.m. Body shows no signs of cuts or bruising. The alchemist report has verified that death was not caused by poison or disease. Body shows traces of necromancy and illusion magic. Cause of death is not apparent, but very likely caused by necromancy magic. But in the modern day, even Inquisition doesn't commonly deal with necromancy. They're all on edge about what other spells you might have used. So, I'm here to make sure that nothing unholy happens to the body. You can't believe it. You've heard of stories of necromancers before? But why would Wallace be studying something like that? But even if Wallace is a necromancer, aren't there plenty of other mages who can cast necromancy spells? This is an academy for mages, after all. No, there are no laws against it. But the knowledge required to learn necromancy is heavily controlled. No one in their right mind would dare teach necromancy beyond basic healing magic. Frankly, I'm surprised even one student at the school was allowed to learn it. I can see why. But because of this specific piece of evidence, we know that he's the murderer. But it's still too convenient. That's the first time you've seen a thought from Steelwind. Normally, you can only see thoughts from people who are stressed or excited. You doubt that Miss Steelwind is excited. So is something causing her to be stressed? Is there something you're not telling us, Steelwind? Because something tells me that this case isn't as straightforward as you claim it is. If you truly believe that, then why don't you prove it? The eye can't see any more thoughts from her. She must be subconsciously guarding her mind now. But she's clearly hiding something. Okay. Brappers. Keep game boat. Okay, let's check out this. It's a painting of some sort of musician. There's some text written below it. Dr. Nicholas Gosu, inventor of the arcane engine. His work revolutionized trade and travel across the seas. He is well known for not discriminating between the common folk and the nobility, judging his assistants based purely on their merit. When he wasn't conducting research with the Imperial Academy, he was known to compose symphonies for the king in his free time. Looks like he was a man of many talents. This must be where the students sit during lectures. Ugh, I can't imagine sitting in one place all day. Have you never attended a school before? No, we never had proper school in Cornhaven. I mainly got my education from books that my parents bought from traveling merchants. What about you? I used to attend a public school in my hometown. But after Miss Tamora adopted me, she handled my education personally. Okay, let's hand it. I can't believe the professor is dead. We just saw her this morning. There's a chalk outline around where her body was. It appears that most of this blood came from her abdomen. Is that where her fatal wound was? There's a lot of blood in this puddle, but there's no trail leading to it. There aren't any magical traces anywhere else in the room. I doubt the murderer used magic to clean it. Does that mean the murderer attacked her in this room? Maybe, but it's hard to say for certain. See, it implies that she bled from her abdomen, but I already see a contradiction between my evidence. Because it just said that she didn't have any wounds upon her body. So where'd the blood come from? I'm the killer. Think you need to recheck your evidence there. Because I am no killer. The lecture hall has a window with a view. I feel like I'd just stare outside all day if I had to attend class here. You're not much of a student, are you? Ugh. I just can't spend hours sitting in one place. I need to move around. She was pretty antsy while you were studying at the library earlier. How have you learned so many spells if you're so distractible? I don't know. I just learned a spell formula and cast stuff. I see. Is that not normal? You played every single iteration, I might as well be a licensed lawyer. Are you talking about attorney games? Because there's a new one coming out. That's like, pixely that has caught my interest. Oh, they have books here too. They appear to be textbooks about alchemy. Aw, lame. Okay. So I'm guessing that is what she wanted me to see. Because I'm thinking... she's talking about the fucking blood, or that's alchemy. As a mage from a noble house, you must have gone to school here. Did you know Catherine Bellwether while you were here? Unfortunately, I did. I constantly clashed with her over treatment of the students. One of my biggest regrets is failing to remove her from her position before I graduated. It sounds like many people didn't get along with the professor. I would say more, but it doesn't feel right to speak ill of the dead. There's a new one? I thought they just announced Apollo Justice Port for newer gen. No, not Ace Attorney. This isn't an Ace Attorney game. This is a Tyrion Cuthbert. Kind of like Ace Attorney, but kind of like Ace Attorney, but with attorney twist. I mean, arcane twist to it. Yeah, Apollo's coming to the new gens, but there's a new pixely attorney-like game coming out. Shimmy Scrimo, same thing, right? Kinda. Same game. I mean, same concept basically. But there's a new like RPG like pixels, like really pixely styled one coming out. It's like paper or something. Same. I love games like these. Okay, well, she didn't want to see the blood. What do you think about Miss Steelwind? I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I can't say much about that. I guess it's time for me to leave. Wow! Okay, I don't want to go to the barracks just yet. I want to go to the kitchen or the office. Kitchen or the office. Okay, guys, vote. Which one do you guys want to see first? Do you guys want to see me go to the kitchen to deal with the twins? Or the sisters, or whatever they were? Or do you guys want me to go to the headmaster's office and have a chat with him? Twins. That's the kitchen so far. Alright, guess we're going to go see what's up with the twins then. Move to location. Hello? Is anyone there? It looks like there's no one here right now. Maybe we should check somewhere else. Well, that was lovely. You follow the map that Steelwind gave you, and you arrive at the headmaster's office. Oh, hello there. I love how it just says old man. I wasn't expecting guests today. Sorry for coming unannounced. You must be... My name is Theodore Redmond. I'm the headmaster of the Wyvern Guard Imperial Academy. Well, hello. And judging... Excuse me. And judging from your appearance, you must be the protege of Ruby Tamora. To what do I owe the pleasure? They must be here to investigate the murder. Wait, Eris? I thought you went to see Wallace. Unfortunately, the Inquisition is questioning him right now. They aren't allowing visitors. He must be so scared right now. I hope he's okay. Right. She had the same experience not too long ago. If there's anything I can do to help, please let me know. The murder. This is terrible. To think that one of my prized students would be accused of murder. We heard your voice on the intercom when the lockdown happened. Are you the one who triggered it? Yes, I activated it when I received a call from one of the staff. They reported that Professor Bellwether had been attacked. The headmaster's actions has been added to your notes. I dropped everything. How does the lockdown system work? It's an artificial network that covers the entire academy. In the event of emergency, I can activate it using this stone. The headmaster pulls out a glowing stone from his desk. You can hear the hum of a magical energy emanating from it. Once activated, the system creates magical barriers throughout the academy. Pretty cool. Wish we had that in real life. Don't mind me, I got peckish. Not my food. So already, who do you guys think is the murderer? IDK, where's the Reese bastard? He's still in jail. He can't have killed someone while in jail, Lila. Alas, Lila, you will have to accuse someone else of murder because he is in jail. There will be one, and I want to end them. We already had a bitch, and she died, so. She is the murderer. Come in. Now I shall return to hugging a heating pad to my gut. Poor Lila. Once activated, the system blah blah blah. It's designed to contain and protect each room in the building. Wait, so I thought it was supposed to protect each building. This thing doesn't only protect each building, it protects each individual dingus room. Could a powerful mage breach any of these barriers? I doubt it. The barriers can withstand a great amount of force. They even block mages from teleporting through them. And once activated, even I can't turn it off for an hour. The Academy lockdown system has been added to your notes. Interesting. What can you tell me about Wallace? Well, hello. I look down and there's a donkey staring at me. Hello, what you doing? What you doing, silly girl? What do you think's the murderer? Kalea knows who the murderer is. She just can't tell us yet. Earlier you said he was one of your prized students. Well, he got sad. I just need to understand. Why did the prosecutor say that he was a necromancer? Because technically he is one. What? But what? But why would he study something like that? Necromancy is probably one of the most dangerous and most scrutinized schools of magic. Its image has been long tainted by stories of dark wizards raising armies of the undead. However, it doesn't just control the forces of death, it also controls the forces of life. Forces of life. The truth is that healing magic is also classified as necromancy. Most healers don't care to admit it because of the stigma it has. And that's why Wallace is studying it. He wants to become a doctor. But there are plenty of mages who know healing magic. Why is Wallace being singled out? For years, he's been studying necromancy beyond basic healing magic. He believes that high-level necromancy could revolutionize modern medicine. Unfortunately, many among the facility don't see it that way. Wallace doesn't hail from a noble house. He's a mage that was born among the common folk. He's like me. Many of the faculty feared that he'll use his knowledge to raise armies of undead, just like the necromancers of old. The Imperial Academy isn't even permitted to teach it to the students beyond basic healing magic. Then why did you allow him to study it? After everything that has happened to him, I made an exception. Give Clay a treat. It's a baby. Come here. She just made herself comfy on the bed too. She has my pillow and everything. Hey, here. Treat has been given. Everything that has happened to him? I'm not at liberty to say more. You'll have to ask him if you wish to know more. If you plan on defending Wallace, you'll need his spell compendium. Am I correct? Yes, having a client's compendium is instrumental to acquitting them. You may find that a bit difficult. You see, after a certain incident, he destroyed his compendium. What? Why would he do that? Doesn't he need that to use magic? A spell compendium is a device mages use to keep track of what spells they can cast. It's really convenient for remembering the formulas and incantations of your spells. But it's not actually required to use magic. I thought of destroying mine a long time ago, but they're really expensive. Luckily, I have an unattuned spell compendium right here. I'd be more than happy to give it to you if it helps Wallace. Oh, thanks. Wallace just needs to maintain physical contact with it for 10 minutes. After that, the compendium will attune to his magic. Just make sure that you don't let another mage like Celeste hold it. Once it attunes to a mage, no one else can use it. I'm back from walking dogs. Doggies! Unattuned spell compendium has been added to your notes. Wait, but then how? Blech. Wonderful. I just hope you can persuade Wallace to attune to it. Why does that keep happening? What can you tell me about Catherine Bellwether? Man, there ain't no positive emotions with that one. Wow. That was a whole mess of emotions. She was rather unpleasant to work with. Can you think of any enemies she might have had? You might as well list everyone who attended this school. Eris. It's best to be blunt with these sort of things. As you saw yesterday, she had a pretty abrasive attitude towards the students. Many people in this school did not care for her. Maybe she wasn't the nicest person. But would that really be enough to motivate someone to murder her? She'd often target and harass students, especially those who were from the common folk. She even made a habit of expelling those students for minor infractions. For commoners, magic can be our ticket out of poverty. I can't imagine how it would feel to have that opportunity unfairly taken from you. She put so much pressure on those students. Some of them even left the academy of their own volition. They couldn't handle her constant verbal abuse. Even then, would that really be enough motive to commit murder? The human psyche is a fragile thing. It's astounding what— oops. Hey. Oh, I'm done. It's astounding what someone might do when pushed too far. What about her relationship with the faculty? In some cases, it was worse than it was with the students. She'd often treat the staff like her personal servants. I've received many complaints from them about her behavior. Sorry if this sounds rude, but why didn't you just fire her if she was such a big problem? She's used her position to curry favor with the noble houses over the years. As you can imagine, the Academy's board is controlled by the nobility. If I ever tried to remove her, they would probably support her over me. Bellwether's reputation has been added to your notes. I heard that you had a meeting scheduled with Professor Bellwether this morning. What time was this? And when did the meeting end? Aw, thank you. Our meeting was scheduled for noon. She arrived on time, and our meeting lasted until 1 p.m. Anything seem off about her to you? No, she seemed to be her usual self. You detect a trace of fear, or is it nervousness? If you don't mind me asking, what was the purpose of your meeting? We met to discuss routine administrative matters. Despite our personal disagreements, we need to stay civil when discussing professional affairs. But to be perfectly honest, it did always feel like I was treading on eggshells when speaking with her. But you were her superior, weren't you? Didn't she respect your authority? We had many arguments about how I was managing the academy, and she was very vocal about her distaste for the common folk students. She was difficult, to say the least. My apologies. I've learned mayors, but I can't say much. Okay, we're not even gonna bother. Now, can I go to the kitchen? Hello? Is anyone there? Be right there. Sorry, but the cafeteria is closed right now. Actually, we're here to investigate the murder. We heard that 2 members of the kitchen staff discovered the body. Oh, that would be me. I'm Valentina Ianus. Valentina Ianus. How about the other person? Do you know where they are right now? Oh, that would be my sister, Valerie. But I think she's somewhere else on campus right now. If you're with those knights, we've already told them everything we know. Actually, we're investigating separately from them. I wanted to ask you some questions about what you saw. Sure. I'm going to have to remember those details again. Sorry. Such is life as the person who discovers the body, always having to re-answer the questions. Wait a second. Wait a second. What did you see? To start, can you tell us how you and your sister discovered the body? Right. My sister and I were walking in the hallway from the kitchen to the west exit. We spotted the professor in a nearby classroom. She was lying on the floor and bleeding. I used an emergency communication device to call for help. While I was doing that, my sister tried to wake her up. That would imply that Valerie thought that she could be resuscitated. Did she know if the professor was still alive or not? We're not sure, but she wasn't responding at all. She wasn't breathing, and she didn't have a pulse. What do you know about the suspect in this case? His name is Wallace Nightbrave. He's a student here. He's that scary kid, right? The one that raises undead? Those are just rumors. He would never do something like that. But he studies necromancy, right? Have you ever actually met him? No, but I've heard the rumors. He's always hanging around the cemetery. I'm sure he's just biding his time, waiting for his chance to raise an army. It can't be helped that people think of him that way, but you can't help but be a little annoyed on his behalf. What can you tell me about Catherine Bellwether? Every time her name pops up, there ain't no positive emotions. Yet another set of complicated emotions. Well, I guess there's no point in hiding it anymore. She was a horrible person. She was really terrible to all of us. By all of us, do you mean the academy staff? Yeah. She always treated us like her personal servants. Sometimes she'd make messes on purpose just so she could order us to clean it up. And this probably sounds terrible, but I'm sure a lot of people are glad that she's gone. I just hope we can still keep our jobs. Interesting. Now, why would she be worried about that? Did you ever feel like your job was at risk because of Bellwether? Yes, actually. She was actually planning to fire all of the staff. All of the staff? That can't be true, can it? The academy needs the staff to function. I'm not sure about the details. That's just what Jan told us. Who's Jan? He's one of the academy's custodians. You can probably find him cleaning the halls if you look around. Okay. Let's go to the foyer, see if we can find Jan. Nope. Bender. Oh, Jan! Nope. Fine, we'll go to the barracks. You look around the barracks dungeon cells, but you don't see Wallace anywhere. The Inquisition is probably still questioning him. We should come back later. Okay, so we didn't do something. Let's go back to the kitchen. Celeste, this room was close to the crime scene. Could you cast Detect Magic and scan for magical traces? Sure. Did he just say scan for magical traces? I'll just get out of your way then. Oh, wow, she just bolted out of the room. What was that about?
Repario Arcanum.
There ain't nothing. Several commonly used ingredients are close to the cooking area. It's a set of pots for cooking soups and the like. They must serve the students meals on these plates. It's a shame that they had to close the kitchen due to the investigation. Ah, it's a plate of bread. They probably served these as sides to the entrees. And yeah. Look at any ideas, Tyrion. What? Remember when we went to that fancy restaurant? We just kept ordering breadsticks and butter. The bread is free. I might as well take advantage of it. You know, eating that many carbs isn't good for you. Yeah. There's a large cooking station here. And they must prepare the meals in bulk here. There's a large sack of produce in the corner. There's some wine here too. That must be for the professors. There's a rack of cooking implements hanging from the wall. Valentina must use these to cook for the students. It's a barrel full of some sort of drink. I wonder. It's probably not lotus juice, Celeste. Yeah. Nothing.
Repario Arcanum.
Nothing here either. There's a small table for guests. Is that wine? No, actually it's just apple juice. Most of my guests are students, after all. It's a painting of a mage, but he doesn't quite look like a noble. Oh, that's Jason Steelwind, one of the chosen mages of the Scald Lord. Wait, Steelwind? As in, yes, he's the earliest record ancestor of House Steelwind. Legends say that the Scald Lord bestowed his power upon him and his allies to create the first mages. Wow, it's hard to even tell that he and the prosecutor belong to the same bloodline. As with all the noble houses, House Steelwind had quite humble beginnings. If only they'd remember where they came from. It's a window with a view of the garden. The headmaster has a nice view from up here. There's a fireplace with some burning wood. It looks pretty cozy. It's a painting of someone. He looks like some sort of professor. That's Professor Lucas Gilbert. He was an instructor here many decades ago. He was well beloved by the students here, and he was quite the accomplished scholar. And this was all despite him lacking the ability to use magic. He studied magic without actually being able to use it. Yes, he was quite remarkable. Unfortunately, we lost him to illness very early in his life. Wow. Cool. I feel like I missed something in the kitchen. Because why else would it let me detect magic?
Repario Arcanum.
But I just don't see anything. Let's check the hallway. You spot Valentina again. She's speaking to someone in a blue-collar uniform. Could he be the custodian that she mentioned? Jan, where have you been? You still haven't fixed the plumbing in the kitchen sinks. Ugh, someone just died. Can we take a day off for once? You're causing trouble for me and Valentina. Please be reasonable. Wait, why is Valentina suddenly speaking in third person? Oh, hello. Valentina? Oh, my apologies. I can see why you're confused. I'm not Valentina. I'm her sister, Valerie. They are twins! Seems like she's guilty. Yeah. Her? I don't know. We don't even know if she has magic yet. Are you trying to trick us or something? You look exactly the same. I remember reading something about something like this before. You two are identical twins, aren't you? You're both genetically identical to each other. Yes, we are. Yeah, they don't have any arcane arts. Oops. Well, Valerie doesn't. Wrong button again. There we go. Yeah, they have no, they do not have an arcane art. No, the other sister. Yeah, she doesn't have an arcane art. They could be accomplices or hiding the truth. But it looks like they're magicless too. Wait. This means that she was the one who discovered the body alongside Valentina. Since we have you here, do you mind if I ask you some questions about what happened? I'm terribly sorry, but I've already spent a lot of time looking for Jan here. I'm really behind on my work, but Jan was also nearby when we discovered the body. I'm sure he can answer your questions. Oh. The sisters are giving us the runaround. Wait! You want me to go after her? I'm pretty sure I can catch up to her. No, we don't want to scare those two more than we already have. Anyways, Valerie said that Jan was around when the murder happened. Maybe he saw something. Jan Hughes, occupation custodian. Jan, was it? Do you mind if we ask you some questions about what happened? Really? Well, whatever. At least I have an excuse to take a break now. I don't think they committed the murder, but I do think they're hiding the truth about who murdered her. So, Jan, are you part of staff here? Yep, I'm a janitor. I clean and I do odd jobs here and there. Well, apparently that's all he has to say about that. Valerie mentioned that you were close to Lecture Hall 2B before they found Bellwether. What were you doing when the twins discovered the body? I was cleaning the halls. Bellwether knocked over a vase, and there were shards and dirt everywhere. Wait, you saw the professor before the twins arrived? Yeah, like I said, she broke the vase right in this hallway. It was probably 20 to 30 minutes before the twins found the body. You might have been the last person to see her alive. Did you see where she went after breaking the vase? Yeah, I think she went into that room over there. Jan points to the lecture hall that Bellwether was found in. Did you see anyone else enter the lecture hall? I'm honestly not sure. I was more worried about cleaning the mess she made. Well, did you notice anything off about her? She was in a pretty bad mood. But honestly, that's pretty normal for her. She was walking real slow. I didn't notice her at first, and she basically shoved me out of her way. After that, she knocked over that vase. I didn't even say anything after that, but she still yelled at me to be quiet. Did you see where she went after that? Not really, but the only thing in that direction is Lecture Hall 2B. I can't imagine her going anywhere else. Jan's statement has been added to your notes. What can you tell me about Kathleen Bellwether? I've heard that she had a pretty bad relationship with the staff. She had a bad relationship with just about everyone. Students, the other teachers. I can't think of many people who actually did get along with her. I'm sure you had your own share of bad experiences with her. Yeah, she'd always yell at me when I was taking too long to get a job done. I hate to say it, but things are a lot more peaceful around here without her. That's blunt, to say the least. But you can't exactly blame him for thinking that. Valentina mentioned something interesting. Did you tell her that Bellwether was going to fire the academy staff? Yeah, I remember that. What made you think that she was going to do something like that? You know those arcane constructs in the library? Bellwether was the one that ordered them. Oh yeah, they're so cool. Well, a few weeks ago, I overheard a meeting that she was having with the headmaster. From what I heard, she was planning to order more constructs and entirely replace the staff. Uh-oh. Well, I'm sure the headmaster rejected her proposal. I don't know. For the way she was talking, it sounded like he didn't have a say in the matter. But only the headmaster would have the authority to fire the staff. Why would she be that confident? Don't know. All I know is that she hated having common folk in the schools, even among the staff. She was really miffed that he was hiring common folk from the community center.
Repario Arcanum.
None. Da, 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 da. Okay. Okay, so that one down there is the one where she was found. Okay. Can I go question the witness now? I mean, the accused now? The witness. I already questioned the witnesses. It's over. My life is over. Wallace? Yeah? Who are you? What do you want? Wallace, it's Celeste and Tyrion. From the library, remember? Oh, right. How are you doing? Apparently, not well. Please tell me you're going to get me out of here. I keep telling them that I didn't do it, but they still won't let me go. I'm sorry, Wallace. But they found traces of necromancy magic on the body. And because of that, they're going to push your case to trial. What? Are they going to execute me? This can't be happening. I can feel these walls closing in. I can't breathe. But please calm down. We know that you're innocent. With that said, would you let me represent you in court? Oh, right. You said you were a lawyer. But I don't really have any money to pay you with. Don't worry about that. For now, just focus on getting you acquitted. What? Do you seriously want to help me? No, they want something from me, but... Well, I guess it doesn't matter anyways. It's not like I have anything else to lose. That's not exactly the reaction you were expecting. But at least he's cooperating. I don't understand. I was with you in the library the entire time. But why do they still think I'm the murderer? It makes no sense. Unless... You told the Inquisition, right? Did you tell them that I'm innocent? Did they frame me? We did, but as we said before, there are traces of necromancy on the body. And with the state of the body, they believe that she was murdered with a necromancy spell. Apparently, that makes you their prime suspect. I see. Wallace, we heard about the type of magic that you're studying. Don't worry, the headmaster explained it to us already. You just want to use necromancy to become a doctor, right? I understand that you have reservations about talking about your magic, but in order to build a case for you, I need your spell compendium. I don't have one. I know, Eris already told us about that. That's why she gave us a blank one for you to attune to. Do I have to? It's your life on the line, and we need all the information we can get to help you. Sorry, you're right, I'll attune to it. Well, a spell compendium has been added to your notes. Let's see what spells the boyo knows. He knows Prestidigitation, Mend Wounds, Illusory Disguise, Revive? Animate Corpse, and Necrotic Blight. Revive? We already know what Prestidigitation does. Mend Wound. Menace. None. 1 minute. No. Heals the wound of the target over the casting time. Wounds on the target are magically healed without leaving any scars or bruises. The spell can't restore missing limbs, nor can it revive someone who has already died. Illusory disguise. Places an illusion on the target to completely change their visual appearance. The disguise moves with the target for the duration. The disguise can make the target look 1 foot larger or smaller. Elements hidden by the spell are made invisible, and elements created by the spell are purely visual. You cannot make physical contact with it. Revive. School, necromancy, incantation, vivify. No gesture, instant concentration. Floods the target with life energy in an attempt to resuscitate them. It does not heal wounds sustained, results may vary, but it cannot resuscitate someone who has been dead for more than a minute. School, animate corpse. Reanimates the target using life energy, creating an undead minion for the duration. The minion follows the caster's orders, but its intelligence is limited and cannot speak. The minion can end the spell prematurely, but will only do so if ordered to by the caster. Once the spell is ended, the undead will return to being a dead body. Necrotic Blight. Blighto. Point index finger. Pulls all of the life energy from the target, resulting in instant death. This spell does not wound the target, nor does it leave any physical evidence, but it still leaves a magical trace. So that's what they're thinking killed her, is Necrotic Blight. You understand the reason why he's studying this type of magic, but the spell and his compendium are still pretty gruesome. It's a little terrifying that spells like this even exist. Sorry, I know I was being difficult. A long time ago, I showed my compendium to someone I trusted. After she saw my necromancy spells, she told everyone in the academy. That's also when Professor Bellwether started coming after me. I'm sorry. It must have been hard for you, but at least you had Eris. Yeah, I did. How did you and Eris become friends anyways? Why do you keep getting scared of that? Another hint of fear from her. Are her fears related to Eris? Uh-oh. It's a bit of a strange story. Sometimes the other students would steal the ID number off of my locker. Then they switch it with the one on another locker. They thought it was funny whenever the owner got angry with me. Eris had a bit of a reputation around our school. I'm not sure why, but everyone was scared of her. Even the students from the nobility. It was probably due to some baseless rumors. One day, someone switched my nameplate with hers. I was so scared when she approached me, I couldn't even say anything. But she didn't get angry like the others. She just apologized and gave me back my nameplate. After that, she randomly started talking to me whenever she saw me. We became friends after that. That's nice. It's a good thing he was able to find a friend in a place like that. So, I have to ask. If it's caused you so much trouble, why are you still studying necromancy? I want to use it to become a doctor. The headmaster told us the same thing. But you could have just stopped after learning the healing spells. Why are you learning spells that can steal people's life force and raise them dead? Life and death are two sides of the same coins. That's the key principle behind necromancy. The first undead was actually a failed attempt to resurrect a human using magic. Wow, never knew that. Right now, basic necromancy can only heal injuries and wounds, but it can't do anything for diseases or deformities. If I could just keep studying, I know that I can create a new type of necromancy. One that can cure diseases and save lives. He specifically wants to cure diseases. Did something happen to him to motivate him that much? I know I heard my dog. The question is, where'd she go? Oh, there she is.
Hello.
Hi, Jason. I think I can already guess the answer to this question, but how was your relationship with Catherine Bellwether? It's exactly what you'd expect. After word got out about what I was studying, Professor Bellwether would always target me. She'd start yelling at me for the smallest mistakes. She'd do that to some of the other students too, and she'd focus on the ones that were poor like me. That's terrible. I'd wake up each day dreading the possibility that she'd notice me in the hallways. I knew how to avoid her and stay out of her way. But sometimes she'd just come looking for me. I can't believe that after everything that she did, she's just gone. You must have mixed emotions about what happened. I honestly don't know how I feel about it. To be honest, I always wish she would just disappear. But now that it's finally happened, I just feel even more afraid. Is your water bowl empty? He said hi. Hi. 1 second, guys. My dog wants some water. Somebody ready him a hydrate for my doggy. Oh. Accidentally hit the mic. Oopsies. Hit the mic again. Got 2 hydrates for Kalea. Cute. But now that it's finally happened, I just feel even more afraid. It feels like she's going to come back from the grave to haunt me. Even with Bellwether gone, his trauma will still probably linger. The googly eyes. They have returned. I think I'm starting to put things together now. Have you figured something out? Yeah, I just need to take some time to think through everything. The prosecution wants to implicate Wallace despite his alibi. They wouldn't have a reason to do this unless the evidence heavily implicated him. How does the evidence implicate Wallace? We've learned that Wallace is a necromancer, and he's the only person at the Academy that's capable of high-level necromancy. Magical trace of necromancy was found on the body. There's a trace of necromancy on the body. This means that they think Wallace used one of his necromancy spells. Even without seeing the traces, it's pretty obvious that magic was used on the body. Right, because there aren't any wounds on it. And the autopsy report found no signs of poison or disease. Which spell do they think Wallace used? This one. They would probably say that he used necrotic blight. That makes sense. Necrotic blight would have drained the life force from her body. Bloodstain under the body has been updated in your notes. But that's where the contradiction lies. Let's suppose that Wallace did kill Bellwether using necrotic blight. There's something at the crime scene that wouldn't be there if that were true. What is wrong with the crime scene? Bellwether's body was found in blood. What? It wasn't covered, it was found in the blood. Save. Okay. That's rounding. Lecture halls 2B. Floor. Was covered in blood. Well, it wants something specific. The question is, what specific thing does it want? Should I have said on the body, but it was under the body? Necrotic Blight is a spell. I guess they did want it to be on the body instead of under the body. Necrotic Blight is a spell that doesn't inflict any visible wounds. There shouldn't have been any blood on the body. But then what really happened? That's the last piece. And if I had to guess, the information we need is hidden by one of the witnesses who discovered the body. Valentina, she's definitely hiding something. Did you notice how she reacted when I asked you to scan the room? Yeah, she ran away. She didn't even try to be subtle about it. With the way she reacted, I think she may have been trying to hide herself from your detector magic. Which can only mean that there's a magical trace on her. I wonder what she's trying to hide. There's only one way to find out. The next time you see her, could you subtly cast Detect Magic and scan her? Alright. It's been a while since we talked to her. Valerie also mentioned that they still also had work to do today. She might be back in the Academy's kitchen now. Lega. We will free you from your chains, Wallace, my boy. Those two are finally gone. I finally get some cleaning done. Okay, there she is. Use Detect Magic to scan her from here. Alright. Just don't shout the incantation like you always do. I know that. Alright, here goes. Repario Arcanum. What the? What is it? There's a trace of magic on her. I knew it. Which school of magic is it? It's necromancy. There's a trace of necromancy on her. What? Valentina's magical trace has been added to your notes. What do we know? What do we do now? We're still not sure how this fits in with everything. For now, let's talk to her and see if we can get more information out of her. If all else fails, we can confront her with the evidence we have. Oops. Oh, it's you two again. They're back! Okay, just relax. All I have to do is repeat what I told them last time. Fortunately for her, that won't work this time. Miss Iannis, did you know that there's a trace of necromancy on Bellwether's body? That's what he used to kill the professor, right? A necromancy spell? That's the thing. If that were true, a lot of evidence he found doesn't make sense. I think someone else cast a spell on the body. Is it possible that you saw someone else using magic on Bellwether? No, definitely not. Calm down. There's no way they know. Her thoughts are an open book now. If you beat her in an argument, her thoughts might show you what she's hiding. Here we go, boys and girls. The time we all love. Valentina clearly knows more than she's letting on. She found the body alongside her sister, and reacted strangely when she mentioned someone may have used magic on the body. What is she hiding? Yep. Argument time! Miss Iannis, what? From the very beginning, I felt like you've been hiding something from us. There's something that you're not telling us about. What are you talking about? My conscience is clear. I've told you and the knights everything I know. I've got nothing to hide. Valentina is more concerned with protecting herself than doing the right thing. She will continue to hide her secrets unless she thinks that doing so is dangerous for her. She sees Wallace as a villainous necromancer and will not feel pity for him. Miss Iannis, what are you saying and what you're thinking are clearly different. What does that even mean? Oh, well. Ouch. Yeah, that was bad. Miss Iannis, it's clear to anyone how nervous you are. I can practically see the fear you're emanating right now. Just tell us the truth. It'll be a lot easier for the both of us. Let's say I were hiding something, which I'm not, by the way. I don't have to tell you anything. I know my rights. You've already given your statement to the Inquisition. If the truth comes out, what do you think they'll do when they realize you lied to them? You have nothing to lose by telling us what happened. I know you're not the murderer. I'll make sure you're protected. My client is innocent, but okay. She won't. It was not that one. You've already given your statement to the Inquisition, and the truth comes out. What do you think they'll realize you lied to them? Who are you protecting, Miss Iannis? You talk a big game, but I bet you can't actually prove anything, can you? You think I'm lying to protect someone? No. I just got a notification, and it literally just disappeared. Like, it literally wouldn't even let me read what it was. Like, what? Okay, I guess I just don't get to know what that notification was on my phone. You think I'm lying to protect someone? I don't know anyone who can use magic. I don't even know any mages. You go to a school with mages. Rip J. And I definitely didn't see anyone use magic on the body. You didn't see anybody use magic on the body. Wait, what's the statement? I don't know anyone who can use magic. She can use magic. He can use magic. You know someone capable of casting magic, and this proves it. Okay, that wasn't it. Okay, that wasn't it. He does, she knows him, and he can cast magic. Don't tell me, don't tell me. Let me go through everything again. Okay, so it's not the profiles. He can't. Her sister can't. So it's not anything in the profiles. At 2:01 p.m., illusion, magic, cause death, testimony. 30 minutes before the Iannis twins found the body, Bellwether walked past Jen in the West Wing hallway. He was in her path, so she shoved him out the way. After that, she knocked over a vase and shattered it. Even though Jen didn't say anything to her, she yelled at him to be quiet. After this interaction, she ran into the lecture hall to leave. You can't hide the truth from us, Miss Iannis. What? You said that you never seen a necromancy spell before. If that were true, then why is there a trace of necromancy on you? Wait, what? There's a trace of necromancy? What? Did she not know about the spell that was cast on her? No, that doesn't make any sense. If she didn't know about the trace, she wouldn't have avoided Celeste back then. There must be an explanation for this. You successfully argued against Valentina Iannis. This is crazy! Why is there a trace of necromancy on me? Am I going to die? Am I going to become a zombie? That's strange. Is she really unaware of that the spell was cast on her? Or is she playing dumb? Why doesn't Valentina know that the spell was necromancy? She knows that someone used magic on her, but she doesn't know that the spell was necromancy. The spell cast on Valentina healed her. Calm down, Miss Iannis. Not all necromancy spells are related to the undead. Healing spells are also from the school of necromancy. Healing spells? Oh, it was from that cut. It was from that time she healed that cut. She? That implies that she knows a mage who studies healing magic. Could that person be a student here? So sorry, I just remembered that there's something else I have to do. I'll be right back. Hey, come back here. Ugh, she ran away again. I can catch her. There's no way she can outrun me. No, the Inquisition is still stationed around the surrounding areas. They'd probably intervene if we started harassing one of the witnesses. That's true. But we weren't able to learn anything. Actually, I did learn one thing. She has a friend who cast a healing spell on her. Really? How did you figure that out? Good deductive reasoning. Wow. Well, healing magic is also a form of necromancy, right? I guess that explains the trace on her. It's a good thing we know Wallace. Otherwise, we might have also thought that a necromancer was trying to kill her. Wait a minute. That's it? What? Did you figure something out? This whole time, we've been wondering why there's a trace of necromancy on the body. It isn't because someone attacked Bellwether with a necromancy spell. It's because someone used necromancy to try heal her. Oh, I see. It doesn't matter what type of necromancy spell someone uses. Spells from the same school of magic leave the same type of trace. It's true, necromancy is just healing the dead in a special way. Hey, dragon. Oh, hey, I get to read the notification now because it reappeared on my phone. Yeah. What happened if someone used a healing spell on a wounded body? It would close all of that body's wounds. In other words, it would remove any cuts or bruises. Well, interrogating Valentina may have been a dead end, but it still gave us just what we needed to win this case. I'm not so sure that was a dead end. What do you mean? It's not that suspicious that she asked someone to heal her if she injured herself. But if it's only that, why would she go to so much trouble to hide it? It's too coincidental. The wounds on the body were healed by an unknown person, and the person who found the body is hiding the identity of the healer. They have to be the same person. I guess that makes sense. So what do we do now? Valentina is definitely onto us. I doubt we'll get a third chance to speak with her. Hopefully, what we have now is enough to acquit Wallace. You've done everything you can. Use what you learned to poke holes in the prosecution's case. And if that doesn't work, you can drag Valentina onto the witness stand and pull the truth out of her. You just hope that what she's hiding is enough to acquit Wallace. Oh boy! Spoiled noble. I demand to know why you're still holding on to my rapier. It's my precious family heirloom, and I want it back. It's evidence in the current case. Evidence? The professor was killed of necromancy. Was she, though? Why are you asking me? You're the one who's investigating this. I suppose it doesn't matter. Just know that I will bring her murderer to justice, no matter who it may be. Huh. I found a new bitch. Alright, it's time for the trial. Just take the deep breaths and relax. Hi, Tyrion. Celeste. Don't sneak up on me like that. Why are you so nervous? It's not as if this is your first time defending someone. I can't help it. There's something about this building that just fills me with anxiety. Ugh. It's too bad Ruby couldn't make it. I'd say that you should calm down for Wallace's sake, but... There are so many people here! Wallace is me. Wallace is me, man. So many people. I'm out. Like, bye. Like... People? Bye-bye. Sayonara. Hasta la vista, baby. And they're all staring at me. Their eyes are prying into me like a pack of flesh-eating maggots. Gross. Don't worry, Wallace. Our investigation revealed a lot of weaknesses in the prosecution's case. We have a strong case for your acquittal. Okay. See? You can be confident when you want to be. It's strange. Something is calming about Wallace's anxiety. It's like he just absorbs the tension out of you and into himself. That's the power of empathy, and he might have it. Unfortunately for him. I love that animation. Court is now in session for the trial of Wallace Nightgrave. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is also ready. My headset. Very well. Let's begin the proceedings. Prosecutor Steelwind, could you please list the charges? The defendant is a student at Wyverngard Imperial Academy. Mr. Nightgrave is charged with first-degree murder, negligent misuse of the arcane arts, and illegal practice of advanced necromancy. Necromancy? Do you mean to tell me that the defendant is a necromancer? I can't believe it. Necromancer? In this day and age? How could the kingdom let this happen? Your Honor, I would like to remind the court that they should view my client objectively. Yeah, please. He's just a boy! Of course, but no one can easily see it from the list of charges. Necromancy plays a large role in the charges. Indeed, the crime occurred within the academy this morning. The victim is Catherine Bellwether, a professor at the school. Although there were no witnesses, traces of necromancy were detected on the body. Furthermore, the autopsy report shows that the body has no physical wounds. I see. Necromancy is the only type of magic that can harm an individual without physically wounding them. Additionally, the alchemist's report showed no sign of poison or disease. Therefore, one can only conclude that a necromancer had committed the crime. As many of you know, necromancy is held under high scrutiny by the Crown. Aside from the defendant, no other students were permitted to learn advanced necrotic magic. As such, the defendant was the only magic in that building capable of committing the murder. I see. That is certainly compelling evidence. To properly present our case, the prosecution would like to call Commander Orium White to the stand. Commander White, please testify to the court about the Inquisition's findings. Yeah. It started when the City Watch got a call from the Imperial Academy. Someone was attacked and the whole building was put on lockdown. We set up a perimeter around the area and waited for the lockdown system to deactivate. When we finally got into the building, the prosecutor personally inspected the body and detected traces of necromancy on it. There were no cuts or bruises on the body either. The entire body was clean. With those two pieces of evidence, we concluded that it could only be the necromancy kid that did it. The Inquisition's testimony is just as you expected. You've already found and identified the holes in Steelwind's case. All you have to do is find that hole in the commander's testimony. Mr. Cuthbert, you may begin your cross-examination. Hi. Hey, first try, what up? Commander White, it appears as if you've neglected to mention one key detail of the crime scene. Yeah? What's that? During your testimony, you said that the entire body was clean. I will admit that there weren't any wounds on the body. However, the body was certainly not clean. At the scene of the crime, there was a large pool of blood located where the body was. This blood came from the victim's body, and it was definitely not clean like the commander testified. I'm sorry, Mr. Cuthbert, but I failed to see the significance of this. I'd like to remind the court of the prosecution's case against my client. They are accusing him of murdering the victim using necrotic blight, a spell which would not have physically wounded the victim. So why was there any blood at all? Let's not get ahead of ourselves. The fact still stands, there were no wounds on the body, nor were there any reports of poison or disease on the autopsy. There are clearly magical elements in this case. But Catherine Bellwether was bleeding profusely at some point. How else would there be a bloodstain on the body? Do you have an explanation for that, Miss Steelwind? No, I'll admit that the prosecution does not have an explanation for that. And while I do find the circumstances questionable, all other evidence clearly points to the defendant. Which spell would leave a trace of necromancy? If the victim wasn't killed with necromancy, why was there a trace of it on the body? I'm glad you asked. I'd like to present a spell that could have left a trace of necromancy on the body. Mend wounds? Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that a healing spell? That's correct, Your Honor. Spells from the School of Necromancy can control the forces of death and life. Mend wounds is in fact a necromancy spell. Really now? I wasn't aware of this. Now I'd like the court to consider the following. What would happen if Bellwether was wounded and someone attempted to heal her using mend wounds? All of her wounds would disappear from the body. I see. Ah, shit. You honestly think I'm that incompetent, Mr. Cuthbert? Frankly, I'm a little insulted. What? The Inquisition is well aware of what happens when a mage attempts to save a victim using mend wounds. The healers that arrived at the scene already confirmed that the victim was long dead. None of them attempted to heal her. Well, what if someone tried to heal her and didn't report it? Please, none of the healers would have anything to gain by doing so. In fact, as a necromancer, the defendant could have easily carried out the described scenario. He could have cast mend wounds on the victim after murdering her to confound the investigation. At the end of the day, the burden of the proof is on you. But if you could just find out who healed the body, this case is yours. And whoever the healer is, Valentina definitely knows her. Your Honor, I will admit that I don't have any evidence to support my theory. However, I do believe that we can bring it to light. There may have been two people that witnessed someone cast magic on the body. Valentina and Valerie Ienas. I don't know if that's an I or L. Lanus? No, because it would be capitalized L because it's their last name. It has to be Ienas. Ienas. The sisters who discovered the body. This is nonsense. We've already questioned those two witnesses extensively. If they have witnessed something like that, it would have come up in their testimony. If that's true, then you have nothing to lose by hearing their testimonies. Very well. If you're so confident, let's hear the witness's testimony. It seems the prosecution has no objections. However, this line of questioning leads nowhere. I will see no reason to further prolong this trial. Do you understand, Mr. Cuthbert? Of course, Your Honor. Oh crap, it's that guy from before. Is he the necromancer's lawyer? She just got on the stand and she's already stressed out. This could work in your favor. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court. My name? Witness, there's no need to be so nervous. We merely want to hear about what you saw on the day of the murder. Right. It's just that guy over there. You mean Mr. Cuthbert? Did this man harass you, witness? Wait a minute. Yeah. He, super harassed me. How shameful. I would expect a member of our justice system to behave more professionally. Snicker. Oh, shut up. Anyways, please state your name and occupation for the court, Miss Ienas. Just calm down, he can't prove anything. My name is Valentina Ienas. I'm a member of the kitchen staff at the Wyvern Guard Imperial Academy. As I recall, you were one of the witnesses who discovered the body. Apparently, the defense finds your involvement suspect. Rest assured, Miss Ienas, in this courtroom, you will be protected from Cuthbert's harassment. Ugh. Now, please testify to the court on what happened that day. Yeah. I'm already not pleased with her. I was walking with my sister in the West Wing when we noticed something in a nearby classroom. We looked over to see what it was. That's when we saw Miss Bellwether bleeding on the ground. My sister tried her best to help her, but the professor had already lost a lot of blood. While my sister did that, I used an emergency communication device to call for help. But it was too late. By the time her bleeding stopped, she'd already lost too much blood. If your theory is true, that means she just lied in her testimony. She's definitely holding something back. She definitely saw more than she's letting on. You just need to prove that somehow. Mr. Cuthbert, you may begin your cross-examination. Time the bleeding stopped. I see, that must have been a difficult experience for both of you. It was especially hard on my sister. I think she blames herself for not being able to save her. We didn't like Professor Bellwether, but we didn't want her to die. She seems sincere when she says that, and you don't see any dissonant thoughts from the eye either. Honestly, her testimony makes a lot of sense. It's hard to figure out which part she might be lying about. You should focus on the statements that described how they both interacted with her. She tried to help her? Miss Ienas. I'm tired of saying her name because it doesn't sound right. Miss Lady. How exactly did your sister try to help Miss Bellwether? What? My sister used first aid to try to stop the bleeding. I see. Could you please add that detail to your testimony? Yeah, sure. She used first aid and applied pressure to her wound to stop the bleeding. There was no wound. Where's the autopsy? There it is. Witness, what is the meaning of this? What? Why are you looking at me like that? Maybe I can elaborate, Miss Lady. Stop harassing the witless. I did nothing wrong. You stop harassing the streamer. How about that? Huh? I got you there, didn't I? The witness is the one who... Ow. I guess I deserved that. But the witness is the one... I still need to zoom my little person out some more. So the whole bonkaroos can be seen. But anyways. Maybe I can elaborate, Miss Lady. You weren't present in the gallery earlier, were you? What I do? I did nothing wrong. I'm just trying to prove my person innocent. You guys make it sound like I'm doing it bad. No, I was waiting in the lobby. Lady Steelwind told me to wait there. Well, I suppose I should consider myself lucky. You see, Miss Lady, one key element of the case is that the body didn't have any wounds on it. Yeah, so? So please explain to the court, Miss Lady, how did Valerie apply first aid when there shouldn't have been any wounds on the body? What? But I saw that wound on her. What happened? There's clearly something amiss here, but I'm afraid I don't fully understand the implications of this. Are you accusing the witness of committing perjury, Mr. Cuthbert? When someone lies, they say as close to the truth as possible when changing minute details. He just wanted the joy. The joy of attacking me with a spray bottle. I see how it is. In her thoughts, Valentina said that she was sure that she saw a wound on Bellwether. And she also mentioned that Valerie was the one that tried to save the professor. If she didn't try to save Bellwether with first aid, could she have used magic instead? Her sister could be the mage that you're looking for. The witness was lying, Your Honor, but not about everything. Valerie did try to save the victim's life by addressing her wounds, but she didn't use first aid. She used magic. No, he found us out? Ooh, so the sister does know magic. I'm sorry, Mr. Cuthbert, but your theory is completely flawed. How so, Miss Steelwind? Well, it's quite simple. We've already verified that neither of the sisters are mages. What? Wait, how can you be so sure? During the investigation, we had both sisters attuned to a spell compendium. It's standard procedure for the Inquisition when interviewing witnesses. Then that means... That's correct. Neither of the sisters could attune to a compendium. Haha, that's right. The Inquisition checked us both. Neither of us are mages. Phew, that was close. Damn it. Are you wrong about Valerie being a mage, Jen? No, that can't be right. He found us out. Her thoughts said he found us out. That means you were on the right track. Valerie has to be the mage you're looking for. Celeste, is it possible for a mage to hold a spell compendium and avoid attuning to it? No, it just needs to be on their person. When I was arrested, the Inquisition also made me attune to one of their spell compendiums. They were really careful to make sure that I did the attunement correctly. There's no way a mage could avoid attuning to a compendium with them watching you. Right. Commander White may be negligent sometimes, but even he isn't that careless. Now, if you're done, I do believe that you've exhausted all your options. Wait, I'm still not done cross-examining the witness. Wait, I think I see what happened here. What could you possibly hope to glean from her testimony? Valentina should be stressed out enough to see more of her thoughts, but you can't exactly say that you're planning to read her mind. There's one key element of her testimony that the court is overlooking. I have a right as an attorney to complete my cross-examination. Your Honor, the defense is clearly trying to buy time. I might be compelled to agree with you. However, I also admit that some elements of the witness's testimony are quite peculiar. I will allow the defense to perform one more cross-examination. That was close. But no, this is your last chance, Mr. Cuthbert. If you produce nothing substantial, I will pass my verdict. Of course, Your Honor. All right, it's all or nothing. If you can't find anything by reading her mind, this whole case is finished. Witness, please give your testimony once more. I think what happened is that they did it one at a time, which means Valentina did the spell compendium thing twice. Okay. Damn it, how long does he plan to keep me up here? Like I said, my sister and I saw Miss Bellwether bleeding on the ground. We rushed over to her. I was definitely surprised when I saw her like that. Now that you mention it, I don't know if I saw any wounds on her, but I definitely saw blood. I can't go back on that now. I just need to play dumb. My sister tried to save her, but she didn't use any magic. Ugh, Valerie, you're too kind-hearted for your own good. Neither of us is a mage. Both of us held that book the knights gave us. I was caught off guard when they asked us. They almost found us out. The commander was watching us the whole time. He can confirm it. It's a good thing that we're twins, or else that trick wouldn't have worked. Yep, there we go. What are we going to do? I have pretty hard proof that Valerie isn't a mage. Valerie is the mage we're looking for. I'm sure of it. I'm just not sure why they felt the need to lie to the Inquisition. And more importantly, how did they trick the Inquisition? Hang on. Miss Lady, your thoughts betray you. What? You found a thought. They must have done something, but what? It must have happened when Commander White was interrogating them. Orium was the one who collected their statums. Did he notice anything off about their behavior? From what he said, they had a few quirks, but nothing too suspicious. Quirks? He told me that they were running and spinning around him during the questioning. What does that mean? I have no idea. Perhaps they were still on edge after finding their co-worker murdered. Running and spinning. Her thoughts also said it was a good thing that we're twins. How did the twins trick the Inquisitions? This means that their so-called trick wouldn't have worked if they weren't twins. Valentina switched places with Valerie. Of course, they switched places. Valentina attuned to the first spell compendium. Then she pretended to be Valerie to attune to the second one. Commander White couldn't tell the difference between them. Miss Lady, there's something I want to confirm. During the investigation, both you and Valerie attuned to a spell compendium. Am I correct? Yeah. The Night watched us do it. And how did he have you do this? Did you both attune to the spell compendiums at the same time? Or did you attune one after another? What? Oh, wait. Does he know what we did? I fail to see how that makes any difference, Mr. Cuthbert. Yes, I agree. The spell compendiums would work regardless of what order they went in. You may not be aware of this, Your Honor, but Valentina and Valerie, ladies, are identical twins, which means that their physical appearances are nearly identical to each other. If Commander White didn't have them attuned at the same time, what would stop the twins from switching places with each other? This is clearly nothing but baseless conjecture. Orium wouldn't fail at such a basic task. Really, Prosecutor Steelwind? Do you find it hard to believe that Commander White would fail at a task like this? Wait a minute, this is crazy. We didn't trick the Inquisition. My sister and I are not mages. And prove it, Miss Lady. Bring in your sister, we'll have you attuned to 2 spell compendiums at the same time. No, wait. Order in the court. It's clear that we won't get anywhere unless we test the defense's theory. Bailiff, escort Valerie Lady to the stand and bring 2 unattuned spell compendiums. They both had their hands on those compendiums for at least 10 minutes. There's no way they can fake it in front of this many people. Alright, it's the moment of truth. You can only hope that your theory is correct. No, did he seriously? What is it, Prosecutor Stillwin? What do you see? What I see is Commander White seeking new employment in the future. It appears that the defense was correct. Valentina isn't a mage, but Valerie is. What's more, Valerie's compendium contains the Mend Wounds spell, which makes the defense's theory entirely plausible. But please, just allow me to explain. We should allow you to explain what exactly. You're an unregistered mage, and you and your sister have made fools out of all of us with your perjury. How would you know what it's like, Lady Steelwind? What? Did you think we didn't notice your name? You're not like us. You don't have to hide. Whatever. This whole situation has gotten out of hand. I didn't think hiding it would cause so much trouble. And I won't let someone go to prison because of me, even if he is a necromancer. Please, let me testify about what I saw. I'll tell you what really happened that day. Very well. But understand that there will be repercussions for your actions, witness. Yes, I know. My sister and I were walking in the hallway from the kitchen to the foyer. Then I suddenly spotted the professor lying in a pool of blood in a nearby classroom. Valentina used a communication device to call for help while I tried to save her. I saw that she was bleeding, so I cast Mend Wounds on her to close her wounds. But it was too late. I closed the hole in her stomach, but she was already dead. There was a hole in her stomach? Your Honor, as you can clearly see from the witness's testimony, the trace of necromancy was left by the witness, not my client. What's more, it's clear that there was a physical wound on the body. I see. Well, his words trail off. He clearly doesn't want to pass a verdict when there's no clear culprit. But he has no choice. The case against Wallace is predicted on Bellwether being killed by a necromancy. With Valerie's testimony, the prosecution doesn't have a shred of evidence of implicating him. Very well. The court sees no reason to prolong this trial. With these new developments, the court has no choice but to find Wallace Nightgrave not... What do you want? I believe the court is ignoring one key detail of the witness's testimony. And that would be Miss Steelwind. Let's re-examine the witness's testimony. Valentina used a communication device to call for help while I tried to save her. I saw that she was bleeding, so I cast Mend Wounds on her to close her wounds. But it was too late. I closed the hole in her stomach, but she was already dead. The communication device that Valentina lady used logs the time of day during each use. From this log, we know that Valentina used this device at 3:04 p.m. This was an hour after the time of death. Where are you going with this? Mr. Cuthbert, there was a witness who saw the victim before the body was found, Jan Hughes. He, along with another witness, spotted Bellwether walking in the hallways before the body was found. I was cleaning the halls. Bellwether knocked over a vase. There were shards and dirt everywhere. It was probably 20 to 30 minutes before the twins found the body. 20 to 30 minutes before the body was found. Do you see the discrepancy, Mr. Cuthbert? Ah, shit. Wrong button. I instantly wanted to find find stuff. Wait, that can't be right. Bellwether died more than an hour before the body was found. So how did Jan see her half an hour after her death? I wonder, Mr. Cuthbert, how could one make a dead body move and walk around? No, you can't mean. There was more than one piece of evidence that pointed to a necromancer committing the crime. The defendant murdered the victim using used necromancy to animate her corpse. An undead? Created within the Imperial Academy? How reprehensible. That's ridiculous. She had a hole in her stomach when the twins found her. Jan Hughes would have noticed that. Animate corpse stops the flow of blood, so she wouldn't have tracked blood anywhere. The defendant is also proficient with illusion magic. He could have easily used an illusion spell to hide the undead's Bellwether's wounds. But another party could have easily used illusion magic to disguise themselves as the victim. If that were true, how did they move the body to the classroom? Miss Steelwind, if your theory is true, it would mean that the murder occurred elsewhere. Would the Inquisition happen to know where? Regrettably, we do not. And the prosecution's case against my client is still faulty. You can't convict my client without more evidence. I agree with Mr. Cuthbert. these new developments, the court sees it fit to suspend the trial for the time being. We will give law enforcement time to investigate these unknowns. Court proceedings for this case will resume tomorrow morning. Court is adjourned. Wow. Hey, are you feeling okay? A body is seen moving around an hour after death. It clearly wasn't Bellwether, or at the very least, she wasn't alive when this happened. So what was it? Tyrion? There's illusion magic involved? There has to be. But which spell was it? Could it have been illusory disguise? Tyrion! Ah, what? You've been quiet since the trial ended. You were making me worried. Sorry, I was just thinking about what Steelwind said. You mean about her theory? It's a little creepy when you think about it. Do you really think someone turned a professor into an undead? I don't think so. The prosecution's case is hinged on one clear fact. That Wallace was the only high-level necromancer nearby. We have to assume that he's the only person capable of that type of magic. But then how was she walking around? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. It's a given that Wallace didn't touch the body, so we can discount the use of high-level necromancy. No matter what, someone used an illusion. There aren't spells that can create freestanding illusions, not just disguises. I honestly don't know. We need to talk to someone who knows about that type of magic. Wait, didn't Eris say that she was studying illusion magic? She might be able to tell us if something like that is possible. Is that really a good idea? What do you mean? What if she's the one who created the illusion? What? You're detecting fear from her again. Celeste, are you scared of Eris? What? No. I saw it this morning, too. You always get really scared when she's around. Uh-oh. I thought I was doing a better job of hiding it. Sorry, it's not based on anything real, but for years I've been working as a mercenary. When you do that kind of work, you build up an instinct to sense danger. You kind of have to if you want to stay alive. Sorry, I never knew. Tyrion, I fought literal monsters and barely escaped with my life. When I'm near Eris, none of those creatures even come close. I get this feeling. It's like I'm in front of a predator that I couldn't ever hope to beat. Every instinct I have tells me to run whenever she's close by. Really? But she doesn't seem that dangerous. I know. I think maybe I'm just anxious or something. Kalea treat. Ah! I dropped the tweets. Oh no! I'll toss it to her because she's all comfy. She's all comfy on the bed. Should have known better than anyone not to judge people by their appearance. So sorry, forget I said anything. If you think we should talk to her, then we should do that. You're not one to discount Celeste's instincts. And if Eris is making her scared, that must mean something. But if Eris really is that dangerous, then that's all the more reason to talk to her. But aside from that, there's also something else that the prosecutor said. Mr. Cuthbert, there was a witness who saw the victim before the body was found, Jan Hughes. He, along with another witness, spotted Bellwether walking in the hallways before the body was found. She said, along with another witness. That means that there was another witness that saw Bellwether walking around. Right. Jan probably isn't the most reliable witness, so talking to that other person might help us figure out what happened. But do you think Steelwind will tell us who that witness was? At this point, we won't lose anything by trying. In any case, it looks like you have your work cut out for you. So where should you start first? First, I should save. A cemetery? Lord. And unfortunately, I'm gonna have to end the stream there. I know we started late and stuff, but I don't want to, like, completely kill my voice since we have an early stream tomorrow. Well, not early, but it starts at, like, 3 p.m., so early-ish. So we will continue this. Actually, next week, we'll go back to court next week, because tomorrow we stream, the escape room. Escape simulator. And then Friday we start up sticky business. A sticker business. Which I'm like super excited for because I love stickers IRL. So that means we can I question why we're at a cemetery tour, but we'll save that. No, don't exit the application. Go to the title screen. We'll figure that out next time. Figure it out next week. Next weekies. So thank you guys for coming out. Let's see who we're going to raid out today. Do